Welcome to Beginner's Corner at Nerds Horizon Online. Today we are going to discuss about anatomy. Let us rebuild the pillars of anatomy. For more videos, please subscribe and share and press the bell icon for timely updates. Stay with us for the upcoming 10 minutes to rebuild the pathways of success. Let us begin with anatomy. Human tissue is of four types: connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, and the nervous tissue. And the type of epithelial tissue are squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, and transitional epithelium. Now, squamous epithelium, it is of majorly two types: simple squamous epithelium and stratified squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium is found in the linings of heart, blood vessels, lymph vessels, and the lung. However, stratified squamous epithelium is found in the linings of mouth, esophagus, and the vagina. Please remember, most important in this stratified squamous epithelium is found in esophagus, mouth, and vagina. Next is cuboidal epithelium. It is of again two types: simple cuboidal epithelium and stratified cuboidal epithelium. Simple cuboidal epithelium is found in the linings of pancreas, kidney tubules, and some of the small glands. However, stratified cuboidal epithelium is found in the linings of sweat glands, salivary glands, and the mammary glands. The third one is columnar epithelium. It is of again two types: simple and stratified. Simple columnar epithelium is found in the bronchi, uterus, uterine tube, and GI tract, especially the stomach, colon, and the rectum. And the stratified columnar epithelium is found in the male urethra, eye, and the pharynx. The most important question is that stratified columnar epithelium is found in the male urethra. Fourth one is the transitional epithelium. It is found in the lining of urinary bladder, ureter, and urethra. Let us have a quick summary of the types of epithelium: squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, and the transitional epithelium. There are mainly two questions which is frequently asking from this topic, that is, the linings of urinary bladder, ureter, or urethra is made by transitional epithelium, and the linings of mouth, esophagus, vagina is by stratified squamous epithelium. Now, let us discuss skeletal system. Total number of bones are 206 bones. In that, axial skeleton is made up of 80 bones. Appendicular skeleton is made up of 126 bones. And bones of the skulls includes 22 bones. In that, 8 cranial bones and the 14 facial bones. Now, the 8 cranial bones are 1 frontal, 2 parietal, 2 temporal, 1 occipital, 1 sphenoid, and 1 ethmoid bone. Now, let us discuss the major sutures that is found in the skull. frontal bone, in between the frontal bone, the name indicates frontal suture is present. In between the two parietal bone, sagittal suture is present. In between the frontal bone and the parietal bone, coronal suture is present. In between occipital bone and the parietal bone, lambdoid suture is present. And in between parietal and the temporal bone, squamous suture is present. Let's have a quick revision. In between frontal suture, in between parietal, sagittal, in between frontal and parietal, coronal suture, and in between occipital and parietal, lambdoid suture, in between parietal and temporal, squamous suture. Now let us have a discussion of the vertebrae versus the nerves. Total number of vertebrae are 33 and the total number of spinal nerves around 31 pairs. So 33 vertebrae include 7 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, 5 sacral and 4 coccygeal. Remember, however, 31 pairs of spinal nerve instead of 7, 8 cervical spinal nerve, then equal 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, 5 sacral and only 1 coccygeal spinal nerve, making 31 pair. So please remember 33 vertebrae and 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Now synovial joint, it is the most important question is that example of a ball and socket joint. Example is shoulder and hip joint. Now the next question is an example of hinge joint is elbow and the knee joint. Example of gliding joint is wrist and the ankle joint. Example of pivot joint is a joint between the first and the second vertebrae, which is called as atlas and the axis. Example of saddle joint is the joints that is present in the metacarpal of the thumb. So please remember 5 types of synovial joints. Most important, ball and socket joint, shoulder and hip. Hinge joint, example elbow and knee. Gliding, example wrist and the ankle joint. Now let us go for a quick revision of the largest versus smallest. So largest human cell is ovum and the smallest human cell is sperm. However, the longest human cell is neuron. So largest artery is aorta, largest vein is inferior vena cava and the longest vein is great saphenous vein. Now largest endocrine gland is thyroid gland. The smallest one is pineal gland. Can you imagine the largest exocrine gland is pancreas? What about the smallest exocrine gland? It is goblet cells. What about the largest salivary gland? It is parotid gland. What about the smallest? It is sublingual gland. Largest organ is skin and the largest gland is liver. Now largest cranial nerve is trigeminal, smallest cranial nerve is trochlear and the longest cranial nerve is vagus. So please remember longest one is vagus, smallest one is trochlear, largest one is trigeminal. Now longest, largest and the strongest bone is femur. What about the smallest is stapes. Let us discuss the largest muscle is gluteus maximus, which is present in the buttocks. What about smallest muscle is present in the stapedius. Longest muscle sartorius, strongest is masseter. So please remember by the term smallest bone stapes, smallest muscle also stapedius. Let us go for the length of some of the body organs. Spinal cord 45 centimeter, umbilical cord 45 to 50 centimeter. Male urethra 20 centimeter, female urethra 4 centimeter. Pharynx 12 to 14 centimeter, esophagus 25 centimeter. So please remember, spinal cord and umbilical cord most having around 45 to 50 centimeter, pharynx 12 centimeter, esophagus it's double, around 25 centimeter. The most important question in this aspect is male urethra and the female urethra length. It is the most important and the most commonly asked question. Remember, male urethra is having more length, that is around 20 centimeter, and female urethra is having less length. Let us go for the average weight of some of the body organs. Pituitary gland weighing around 500 milligram, uterus and pancreas weighing around 60 gram, kidney weighs around 150 gram, heart weighs around 300 to 350 gram, liver weighs around 1.3 to 1.5 kg, brain weighs around 1.3 kg. So please remember, by liver and brain near about 1.3 to 1.5 kg, kidney 150, and heart it's double, around 300 gram, uterus and pancreas near about 60 gram, pituitary gland among this all is the having lesser weight, around 500 milligram. Let us have a discussion of the total number of chromosomes, 23 pairs, total number of ribs, 12 pairs. What about total number of cranial nerves, 12 pairs again. What about total number of spinal nerves, 31 pairs. Now total number of bones, adult is 206 and in newborn 300. Thanking for stay with us. Please continue to watch on Beginner's Corner at Nurse Horizon to rebuild what you already learned. Thank you.